What is going on, everybody? It's Seahawks Productions here, and I'm gonna be doing a mock draft. This is final mock draft for the season, probably, or not? Not final mock draft, but like one of my final mock drafts of the season because the off season's coming around, and not much will change in the draft order. But once like the off season starts, I'm gonna be making so many drafts because that's when people are getting traded, people are getting signed, so it'll make things a lot more different for mock drafts. But yeah, I'm gonna make one today, and it should be coming out tomorrow. Well, today for me is Monday. Tomorrow, like the post, I can't speak. Today is Monday, and I'm posting it on Tuesday. Right now, is the national championship game, and as I'm recording this, it's the third quarter, 8 minutes left, and Alabama is smoking Ohio State. So that's fun. I mean, that's pretty expected. So Sean Wade's getting cooked. Devontae Smith is amazing. And congrats to him for winning the Heisman. But yeah, let's just get started into this draft. Alright. It's pretty easy for Jags. I've seen people giving them like Devontae Smith at 1. It's just not going to happen no matter how good Devontae Smith is. The Jags, they need a quarterback. Trevor Lawrence, best player in the draft. It's simple. Jets. Now, there's a few options right now, like who they could go, and I'm not sure what they're gonna do because, they could go Justin Fields. I could see that happening, but I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure if that will happen. I'm just gonna think they could go Justin Fields, or they could go. Or they could go Zach Wilson. Or Penei Sewell, but I don't really think so. Let's give him. Let's just give him. Do we give him Justin Fields? Who? Yeah. Let's just go Justin Fields. I don't know why I took so long on that, but Justin Fields is a great player. He's really elevated his stock the last month of the season. He's just been playing pretty well. In this finals game, he's getting smoked by Alabama right now, but that's fine. Although the Dolphins might not even have this pick by the end of the offseason, considering if all the trade rumors are a thing. Because if all the trade rumors are a thing, are real, they would need to trade Tua, and 2 first-round picks at least to get Deshaun Watson. So this pick might not even be theirs again. It might be the Texans again. But right now I'm gonna have them taking either Penei Sewell or Devontae Smith. Let's give Devontae Smith, just because he's been so good this year. Won the Heisman, first receiver I think in over 10 years or something to win the Heisman. Pretty ridiculous. He had such an insane year. Also, as I'm recording this, Jalen Waddle came back for the finals, but he doesn't look like he's fully healthy at all. So, yeah. But Devontae Smith, here, let's see the stats. It's the third quarter, and he has something like 200 yards or something. Let's see, Devontae. 1 second, I need to see, because he has 200 yards, I'm pretty sure, in the first, and he had 200 yards in the first quarter. 1 second, my internet's being very slow. Anyway, who cares? He has 200 yards in the first quarter. Devontae Smith is amazing. I think him or Jalen Waddle, when healthy, you could say, has a case for either wide receiver 1. It's ridiculous that there's that many talented receivers on Alabama. It's just ridiculous. Falcons, we could give them Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson just had such a great season that quarterback, it isn't really passable quarterback is the most important position in football. So when there's a great quarterback like that, you just can't pass them up. Even though Matt Ryan is still decent, he's not going to be decent for much longer, maybe a year or two more. And that's all the time Zach Wilson needs to develop. Zach Wilson, great quarterback, and could get a lot more knowledge playing behind a guy like Matt Ryan. Bengals, they're going to be quite happy that Penei Sewell fell to them. Penei Sewell, he's a very good tackle for Oregon. Great athleticism. One of the most mobile tackles we've probably seen in a long time. He could play guard very easily just because of his mobility and speed. But Penei Sewell's a great prospect. Eagles. The Eagles is a very interesting one because with people like Jalen Waddle still here and Jamar Chase, but then there's also people like Micah Parsons, or there is Patrick Surtain, who I don't know how is lower than Caleb Farley. I just can't see it. There's also someone by... No, never mind. I was going to say Kyle Pitts, but, like, I don't think they would because they have so many... I forgot about their tight ends. Let's give them Patrick Surtain. I don't know how in God's name he's worse than Caleb Farley on this. I'm not saying Caleb Farley is bad whatsoever, but he is just nowhere near as bad. I mean, as Caleb Farley is nowhere near as good as Patrick Surtain. I mean, they're not nowhere near, but like it's a pretty decent margin, with who's better, and he's ranked like lower. I don't know, doesn't make sense to me. Lions, they're gonna be very happy that Micah Parsons is where they are, because Micah Parsons fits the linebacker need that the Lions have, and even though the Lions need a receiver so desperately, if Micah Parsons is there, they probably aren't going to be able to pass him up. Micah Parsons is just great. It's just such a great linebacker. Carolina, let's give them... I could see them going like Trey Lance here, or... Yeah, I could see them going Trey Lance. I could also see them going someone like Rashawn Slater. Or Christian Darrisaw. But someone got mad at me because I gave them Kyle Pitts, and I'm like, are you stupid? Kyle Pitts is one of the best tight end prospects this year, but like he's had one of the best tight end years probably in the past like 15 years as a prospect. Like, he is such a good player. I'm like, how could you be mad? And he's like, we don't use tight ends in Carolina. And I'm like, well, you could use them with Kyle Pitts. Like, it also might be because you have like Ian Thomas as your best tight end. Like, no. Anyway, let's give Carolina let's give them kind of want to give them a corner because they have like Dante Jackson and that's it. And yeah, I'm going to give him Caleb Farley. Farley is a very, very good prospect for Virginia Tech. Just for how new he is, he's like exceptional at corner. But yeah, who knows how he'll transition to the actual league, to the NFL. That only reason he wouldn't really translate in my eyes is just because of his lack of time playing the position, but that's happened before where players have switched positions and played really well, like Ryan Tannehill. Why did I think it was like not Ryan? Anyway, Ryan Tannehill, receiver, first year at in college, and then he switched to quarterback, and he's been a pretty good quarterback. Not early in his career, but as of late, he's been a pretty decent quarterback. You know, stuff has happened like that, so it's not the worst thing, or not the worst thing to imagine. Broncos, they still have... There's still receivers for days. Let's see. The Broncos obviously don't need a receiver. I could see them going quarterback in Trey Lance. Yeah, let's give him Trey Lance. Lance is a very decent prospect. And I say decent because, some people might not like his play as much just because he's, not played as much, not started as much, and some people might compare him to Dwayne Haskins just because of their, time. He hasn't played as much. But he's a great player, and if he needs to sit a year or something behind, like, Drew Lock, maybe, I don't know if they're even going to keep Drew Lock. If they have, like, a veteran quarterback and he needs to sit behind them for a year, so be it. But I think he'll be their day one starter because I think Drew Lock is probably going to get traded, in my eyes. He's just not that great. Cowboys. Let's give him a tackle. I think this one's pretty easy. Rashawn Slater. Slater also has flexibility to guard. And that's why I think the Cowboys would take him. Because he can play tackle. Even they have two great tackles, Lyle Collins and Tyron Smith. But Tyron Smith has gotten injured for the entire season, like for the past 3 seasons. 2 or 3 seasons. He's a great tackle when he's playing, but he's like 31 now. And he gets injured like the start of the year for the entire season. So they have Rashawn Slater, who can also go to guard. And Connor Williams isn't that great of a player, and he's also a free agent, so he could go to guard, replace Connor Williams, and then obviously Zach Martin. He's not going to replace Zach Martin, but he could go to guard if they need him to, so that's why I have him taking Rashawn Slater over Christian Darrisaw. The Giants are going to be very happy that they have someone like Jalen Waddle fall all the way down to 11. Way I could see this happening is just because of Jalen Waddle's injury. But Jalen Waddle is, I've already talked about him numerous times on this channel on why he's such a great prospect. Jalen Waddle is such a beast for Alabama. When playing, obviously this season he fractured his foot, I think. I don't know. He broke his foot. I think it was fractured. Anyway, not a good time for Jalen Waddle, but he's a great player. So explosive. He's such a good route runner and super fast. So Jalen Waddle he'd load another element to that Giants offense. 49ers, let's give them, do we give them Vera Tucker, or is it too early for that? Jesus, Creed Humphrey has dropped so far on their board. I mean, I can kind of see it. He hasn't played good, but, like, that's really far, considering he was, like, the best interior offensive lineman to start this draft off. Or, like, last year. Let's give him Elijah Vera Tucker. Vera Tucker has developed his game very, very well. No pun intended. And the 49ers also need a guard. Like, they have Laken Tomlinson, who's decent. But I don't even know who their other guard is. Like, I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. I could probably think of it with time, but I just can't think of it off the top of my head, which is not a good thing. So, Vera Tucker, great player. Could definitely start out the gate. Chargers, let's give them Christian Darrisaw. Darrisaw is a very good prospect for Virginia Tech. He is not my tackle 2, but he definitely will be on most people's boards. He's just personally not my tackle 2, but he's a great player. Still a great player. Vikings. Let's think here. I also just realized that Kyle Pitts is still on the board, and Jamar Chase, which most people are gonna roast me about. Let's go. Let's go interior offensive lineman. Let's go Wyatt Davis. I don't think he'll go this high at all, but he might somehow. Wyatt Davis, great player, great tackle guard for Ohio State. Also, one thing I forgot to mention is that Vera Tucker has flexibility at tackle. He plays tackle right now, at USC, but he has flexibility to guard. Anyway, Wyatt Davis, he's a pretty good interior offensive lineman. Can really play center guard. He's a good player. Just has kind of fallen off a bit. Patriots. Now this is where either Jamar Chase or Kyle Pitts are gonna go. And I give him Kyle Pitts mostly every time, so I'm gonna give him Jamar Chase this time. Jamar Chase, people are gonna just say how he falls so far in my drafts, and I don't think he'll fall this far in real life. I think some team will just follow into the bait of Jamar Chase's game and take him inside the top 10. Now, people are going to get mad at me for saying that, but Jamar Chase, he's a good player. Like, he's a really good player. Don't get me wrong. But he's a very physical receiver and uses his physicality to get open sometimes. Like, not sometimes, like 60% of the time probably. And I've used this example every time, but that's not going to work against corners like Jalen Ramsey, Marlon Humphrey, Marcus Peters, like Jair Alexander, like all these physical corners. It's not going to work against them because they can just match his physicality and he's not going to get open. So that's my take on Jamar Chase, at least. You can come at me with your educated guess, but Cardinals, they're going to come at me for yeah, with Kwity Paye still being there, I want to give them Kyle Pitts so bad. Like, I want to give a team Kyle Pitts so bad. But I just can't. Like, I don't know where he's going to go. Because, like, I don't know. I want to give a team Kyle Pitts so bad. But I just don't know where he's going to go. Because teams that need tight end also need others. Like, I could see him going to the Panthers, but then that's about it, really, Cowboys, but they need offensive line more. I mean, that's arguable, but, like, they probably need offensive line more. Giants, no. Like, Evan Ingram's not great, don't get me wrong, but Jalen Waddle's too good to pass up on. San Francisco, no, they have George Kittle. Chargers, they have Hunter Henry. You know, you get my point. But I love Kyle Pitts so much, but I just can't give him to any team, and it's making me mad. Raiders, let's see. I'll give him Gregory Rousseau. Rousseau has definitely fallen off. If you watch his tape, you'll see why. Rousseau is just not that great of a player. He had such a good year last year. Obviously opted out this year. But had such a great year last year with like 15.5 sacks. And if you look at it, he had like 2 games where 4 and 3 sacks. And then had like 3 games in a row with 0. Anyway, if you look at his tape, you can see he uses his speed to get around. Like, that's why if you match him up against like a center, he's gonna win the matchup. If you match him up against a guard, he'll probably win the matchup. If you match him up against a tackle, likely not gonna win, because against a center and a guard, he can just like outrun them to the quarterback. Against a tackle, he uses his swim move, and then if that doesn't work, then he's done for. One thing that you can get with Gregory Rousseau is he never gives up on the play, and that's a good thing. But I don't know. Gregory Rousseau isn't that great of a prospect. In my eyes, at least. And I know a lot of people. Dolphins. Let's give, I really want Kyle Pitts to go. And it's making me mad that he's not gone yet. But I just... Anyway. Dolphins. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. They need a linebacker really bad. They have Jerome Baker, and that's really it. For inside linebackers, he's just, yeah, they just need help at linebacker really bad. Washington football team. Now, this is interesting because the quarterbacks are all gone. There's Mac Jones, but I don't know if they would take a shot on Mac Jones. They might, but I don't know. I'm going to give them, as weird as this sounds, and this is so stupid, but maybe they could trade back up and get someone like Mac Jones or Kyle Trask. I'm going to finally give them Kyle Pitts. They might not need Kyle Pitts as much because Logan Thomas has been good, but Logan Thomas is old. Like, he's pretty old. And Kyle Pitts could just bring that dynamic playmaking ability to that Washington offense. And Kyle Pitts isn't just a tight end, by the way. He can play receiver if he wants to. He can play slot. He can play the X receiver. He can do anything. Kyle Pitts is a beast. Bears, this is going to be pretty easy. We'll just give him any of these tackles. There's 4 of the top 5, or not top 5, like top 6 corners, or not corners, tackles, right? No, 4 of like the top 7. Anyway, that makes it sound bad, but like all these guys are like pretty decent in skill level compared to one another. But let's give them Jalen Mayfield. Mayfield is the best run protector out of the ones left, but not run protector, but run blocker. Not as great as pass blocking, or not as great in pass blocking, but he's still decent. Still brings you quite a bit to the table. Jalen Mayfield's a good player. Colts. Let's give the Colts. Let's give the Colts. Because let's see. Xavier Rhodes has been good this year. Kenny Moore is a good slot corner. Rocky Sin's been good. They don't. T.Y. Hilton's old and not as great anymore. Michael Pittman's a pretty good player when healthy. They don't really have much left. Let's give them. Oh, I just realized my mic cut out. Anyway, I was gonna give him Terrace Marshall. You could argue that Kadarius Toney is a better fit for them. Now that I think about it, I should have given them Kadarius Toney. Now I'm mad. Damn it. Back. No! Oh no. What did I do? 1 second. I'm just gonna redo this entire draft. And, yeah. That was not what I meant to do. Alright, we are back. This time, we give him Kadarius Toney. I'm just going to put a mark on the screen where you can skip to. And you probably already skipped to it now by looking at it. But, yeah. Anyway, give him Kadarius Toney. Kadarius Toney's just a better fit for them. He's kind of like Paris Campbell in a way. But hopefully he doesn't get as injured as Paris Campbell does. But he just, like, the Colts just need that deep threat. They also need a quarterback. But because Phillip Rivers is old, Who knows what they'll do in free agency? Maybe they could trade back up, just like Washington, and take like Mac Jones or something, or Kyle Trask, or take a shot on a quarterback late in the draft. But who knows, really? Titans. Let's go with let's go with an edge. And let's go with an Azeez Ujulari. He's super athletic. Super very good. He's super good at finesse type style moves, like swim moves. Not as great as the bull rush, but he's a good swim move player, good like swipe cut, just good player, quick kind of cuts around. Jets, let's give them, they need help at corner pretty badly. They also need help at receiver. They need help everywhere, really. Let's give them, because they have Denzel Mims, they have Jamison Crowder, who's decent. I don't really know, they're not going to take someone like Terrace Marshall. They could maybe take someone like Chris Olave. I'm not sure if they would do that, though. I'm going to give them J.C. Horn. Horn is a good prospect, very good man coverage corner, and the Jets need someone at corner really badly because they have, what's his face? I can't remember his name, but he's like a slot corner. Anyway, decent slot corner. J.C. Horn can be your boundary guy. Very physical, very good at man coverage. Steelers. The Steelers are going to go with, you could take someone like a tackle. You could take a quarterback even, because Big Ben might retire now. Who knows? There's lots of rumors about that. They could take Mac Jones or something. Or the better move, I think. I almost gave them Rashad Bateman. The best move, I think, is taking Najee Harris. Najee Harris is my running back 1 in the class. Najee Harris he's a freak of nature. He's going to have such an insane vertical. He can jump so high. He can jump over 6 foot tall men as they're standing up. Najee Harris is a freak. Anyway, he has great power. He's pretty fast for how big he is. How big is this man? 6'3", 230. He's got pretty good speed. And he's great out the backfield at catching the ball. Great hands for a running back. And I just think he outdoes Travis Etienne. Why can't I think? Jaguars. Jaguars, let's see. I could see them going a tackle very easily. I could see them going a corner to match up C.J. Henderson with. I could also see them going a tight end in Pat Freiermuth. Let's give them a tackle, though. They need to save Trevor Lawrence's life. And I'm going to give him Liam Eichenberg because he's very good pass protecting tackle. Not a very good run blocker, but he's a good pass protector, and they need that. They need to keep Trevor Lawrence safe. Browns. We could give the Browns a linebacker, and we could give them Zaven Collins. Collins is a beast. Zaven Collins, you can compare him to, he doesn't really compare to anybody, but he's a very versatile player. Not as versatile as Micah Parsons, but he's a very versatile player still. I like Zaven Collins a lot as a prospect. Buccaneers. Let's see what we're working with. I'm gonna give them an edge rusher. And I'm gonna give them Joseph Osai. Osai is very athletic as well, kind of like Azeez, but not as athletic. But he's still a really athletic player. And Osai, he's a really good prospect. Good hands. I like Joseph Osai quite a bit. Ravens. Um, let's give the Ravens. Let's give them a receiver, and let's give them. Let's give them Terrace Marshall. They need someone who can go up and get the ball. Des Bryant isn't that anymore. Marquise Brown can't catch a cold. Willie Snead is okay. They just don't really have anybody that can like go up and get the ball. Someone who Lamar Jackson can trust, and that is definitely Terrace Marshall. Marshall's a beast. Saints. I could give him a linebacker, Nick Bolton. That's like their biggest need is linebacker. But depending on if Drew Brees retires, I could very easily see them going Mac Jones. I could also see them going someone like Shaun Wade. Shaun Wade's very low on the board, and it's only because he's been playing on the boundary, and I don't know why he has been. Ohio State, I don't know what they're doing playing him on the boundary. He's atrocious there, but he's a very good slot corner, and that's what the Saints need, and that's what they would play him in. I don't know why Ohio State plays him on the outside. Makes no sense, but, they do that, so. I could also see them going someone like Eric Stokes, with him still being here. I could also see them going a receiver, maybe. But I think it's either linebacker or QB. And I'm gonna say that Drew Brees retires. I'm gonna give him Mac Jones. Mac Jones, he's an okay prospect in my mind. He's nothing special. But Mac Jones, he's a decent quarterback. And if he needs to sit behind Jameis Winston for a year or someone like that, so be it. But Mac Jones, I think he could be a decent player in the NFL. Bills. Let's give them Eric Stokes. I don't know why Darian Kendrick is so high on their board, and I don't know why Eric Stokes is low. Eric Stokes has definitely not played as well, as well as of recently, I guess. But Darian Kendrick is not that good. Anyway, in my opinion at least. Packers. Alright, this is pretty easy. I'm gonna give him Chris Olave. That speed of Chris Olave is just too high to match with. Like, Chris Olave is a very, very fast player, and that's exactly what the Green Bay Packers need. They need someone else that isn't Devontae Adams. And Chris Olave is a very good deep threat. They have MVS who can't catch anything. So there's that. But Chris Olave is an improved MVS that can catch and get open. Not only on deep routes. Chiefs, let's see. I could see them going with a linebacker in like Nick Bolton. Yeah, I think I'm going to give him Nick Bolton because they need linebacker help really badly. Their linebackers are really bad. Like, Willie Gay's very athletic and has potential, but he hasn't been that great this year. And, like, their linebackers aren't that great. But here's my draft. Hopefully you guys enjoy. And if you do, make sure to like and subscribe for more. And, yeah, hopefully you stick around for my other posts. And, yeah, see ya.